Welcome to Muddy Night Lights, powered by Farm and Home Supply. It is playoff time, Chris Dewar.
It got here very quickly.
It did.
But this is the time of year we most look forward to. We now have the architecture of the state championship runs in both states, particularly in Illinois, with all the fun on Saturday, which really is about as good a reveal as they do in high school sports.
I love it. He's Chris Dewar. I'm Matt Schuckman. And like I said, this is Muddy Night Lights, powered by Farm and Home Supply. Welcome to Monday night. We got a lot to talk about tonight. We got to break down playoff pairings. We've got district set up in Missouri, ready to start this week. Most of our teams have byes.
Yeah, it's not a great week in Missouri, but we kind of know that's the construct now of the way they do the playoff system. So we kind of knew this was coming. But Illinois will more than make up for it on Saturday.
Without a doubt. So we got a fun weekend to look forward to. Found out today the Clarence Cannon Conference coaches are meeting tonight to vote on their all-conference teams and stuff. So we won't have any of them on the show to talk about the Missouri side, but we're going to go heavy on the Illinois side. And we're also going to introduce basketball to the mix tonight because we're on the cusp of college basketball season, literally.
We actually had a college basketball game in the area on Saturday night.
And we had two over the weekend. The Culver Stockton women played twice this weekend.
That went quick.
1-1.
Yeah.
The Culver Stockton men and the Hannibal LaGrange University men play each other this coming Friday night.
Traditional opener.
No doubt. And then next Monday, Chad Boudreau and the Fighting Leathernecks from Western Illinois University travel to Virginia to take on Radford in their season opener.
That'll be interesting.
It will. They've got 4 games to open the season, all on the road against Radford, Iowa, and then 2 games in California. So they're going to hit both sides of the continental United States in the span of 2 weeks.
Well, I think Chad Boudreau will have a nice leg up into figuring out who he is very quickly.
No doubt. And you can check out a conversation with Chad Boudreau coming up Wednesday on Shuck on a Truck. So I had the opportunity to chat with him. Fantastic opportunity. Gave me some swag for the office. We got
Excellent.
A very nice Western Illinois basketball shirt that we can display in here. So again, we're going to talk a little. Brad Hoyt, Quincy University men's basketball coach, will be joining us in studio at the top of the 8 o'clock hour.
Okay.
So we've got that. So we're going to have the full first hour of football chatter. Then we'll get some basketball talk in hour number 2. And more football talk.
Well, we're always preparing because before you know it, we will be in the throes of all of that with high school, and that transition is very quick.
We're 2 weeks away from QU basketball.
That's incredible.
November 14th is the season opener.
It's hard to believe it has gone by in a blink.
It really has. Coming up also here in hour number 1, Oliver Triplett, Quincy Notre Dame senior running back, is in the studio. He'll be joining us here at 7:15 to chat about the Raiders' first-round matchup with a familiar nemesis.
That'll be a fun game on Saturday.
Saturday is going to be a lot of fun out at Advanced Physical Therapy Field. And we'll talk to Camp Point Central coach Brad Dixon on the Hess Auto Agency hotline coming up around 7:30.
Also a rematch for the Panthers in week 1.
So it's interesting. And that 1A bracket, Class 1A bracket is really interesting because round 2, if seeds hold, we could have a rematch of Camp Point Central and Brown County.
Yeah, which I think a lot of people are looking forward to in this area. I mean, as somebody described the South bracket to me today, it's kind of the WIVC round robin. If you look at it, all the teams that are involved.
But it traditionally has been.
It has been.
So
absent Rushville Industry, who ended up going north.
Yes.
So, I mean, that's, 256, that's what happens. Sometimes things break differently than maybe we anticipated.
So let's start breaking down the playoffs, let people know what's going on. Again, we are through week 9. We are through the regular season. Did you know, I don't know how closely you paid attention on Saturday. Obviously, the IHSA has its playoff pairing show.
Right.
They had a power outage in Bloomington.
I heard this,
and knocked out their servers and everything. So there was a point in time, I think people were going, are they going to be able to announce this at 8 o'clock?
Yeah, that's not ideal.
But they did.
Yes.
The show went off. We were delayed. The media usually gets the brackets in advance so we can start doing prep work.
Right.
That was delayed a little bit. And I think there were some people nervous of what was going on. I was getting lots of text messages from interested parties.
Surely.
And but they got it done. The playoff pairing show went off without a hitch. And we got some interesting matchups.
We certainly
do. It was fun to watch it kind of play out because even with Steve Susie from Shaw Media breaking down his Friday Night Drive stuff that he does, and again, he had the big board with the magnets and everything. seeing what he was putting together, and it changed.
It did.
Changed at 1 a.m., it changed at 2 a.m., it changed at 5 a.m.
Well, I was looking at Twitter, and 256 changed, and that's something that immediately drives you right to the source. So
we're going to jump in. We're going to start at 4A,
okay,
because we have a couple teams in there, including one big matchup that I know we'll talk about here in a little bit. But right off the bat, in that South bracket, number 10 Sacred Heart Griffin out of Springfield, with 6-3 record, coming to number 7 Quincy Notre Dame, Saturday, 1 p.m. at Advanced Physical Therapy Field.
Not unexpected. I think we were anticipating this rematch, and I think the Raiders are anticipating a chance to acquit themselves better because, as you know better than anybody, that was a winnable game for Quincy Notre Dame that got away.
Yes, without a doubt. And I think they've built some momentum going into the postseason, especially with the way they played against Decatur MacArthur. They finished the regular season strong. I think they're a team to look out for. Again, I know zero about Carterville. Other than Carterville's 9-0 and the top seeded team in that part of the bracket, and that's who Quincy Notre Dame or Sacred Heart Griffin would play in round 2 more than likely. Alton Marquette is Carterville's first round matchup. I saw Alton Marquette earlier this year. Alton Marquette's not beating Carterville.
No, I don't think they are.
No.
Here's the one thing that I don't like about this for Quincy Notre Dame. I think Quincy Notre Dame is such a unique team that they are going to be best behooved when they are playing people who have no idea how to play them before and are trying to discern what Quincy Notre Dame does on tape, rather than this. Is the only thing I don't like about this matchup is that SHG has a read.
Yeah.
So
interesting. The other part of that bracket also features Rochester and Mount Zion. So when you throw QND, SHG, Rochester, and Mount Zion all in one quadrant, wow.
A lot of prestige in that quadrant. Yes,
so
there is.
That's pretty cool. The other quadrant that's part of the South bracket, Mark Grounds and the Jacksonville Crimson get in with their 5-4 record. They're the number 16 seed. They got to go to Richland County.
I think we should refer to him as the very classy Mark Grounds from this point forward.
I would send any kid that I know to go play for Mark Grounds day in and day out.
He is as good a person as there is in the coaching industry, and I'm not talking about football. So it was interesting this week that he was besmirched after a 77-0 victory over Lincoln.
I did not join in on the social media stuff about that. I did go back and listen to the interview where Mark Grounds was taken to task, and all I will say is the coach that did that was completely out of line and does not know Mark Grounds' character.
Clearly not.
Without a doubt. And he does not know that Mark Grounds is one heck of an angler either.
I would.
And a huge Bob Seger fan.
And I would not risk, as my son told me yesterday, I would not risk getting the wrath of the attack Shih Tzus.
No, absolutely.
Yes.
Mark Grounds, we always got your back.
Indeed.
So in the North bracket, though, we do have some intrigue in 4A. Hillcrest coming to third seed of Macomb Saturday, 2 o'clock at the Tarmac.
Really interesting draw for the Bombers in this one. A team that has played very good football down the stretch. A team that, as we have talked about, has one of the better defenses in our area.
Without a doubt.
Again, I think a lot of this is going to depend on how their offense acquits themselves. But if Tanner Horrell can keep that offense cranking out and doing enough, that defense is good enough to win them a couple of games.
The key to this for offensively for them is get some ground yards with Drake May behind that line, get the ball in space to a Drew Watson, to a Carter Havens, to a Nolan Hogue, and Caden Up.
Yeah,
just do what you have to do. Don't try to do too much, and don't make mistakes.
14 to 20 points is going to win you a lot of games if you're Macomb.
And what an intriguing potential second-round matchup for the Bombers if six-seeded Geneseo wins its opening round game against Rochelle.
I think that will be a dandy showdown if we get there.
Yeah. So that could be a lot of fun. The Class 4A bracket is going to be a lot of fun.
I think it is. I think you have sort of this critical mass of all these really fun teams and really good teams.
Yeah.
So that should be an interesting breakdown.
In 6A, we have one team, Quincy High School, made the 6A playoffs with a 5-4 record. They get a long road trip on Saturday, not surprising.
Did you have Crete Monet on your radar?
I did not.
I did not either.
So Quincy High goes to Crete Monet, 2 o'clock Saturday afternoon. Quincy High is the 14th seed in the Class 6A South bracket. Here's the fun. It's called the South bracket, yet they're going to Crete Monet.
Welcome to 6A football, brother.
It's crazy.
But here's the thing.
Crete Monet 7-2 going in.
Right.
So
Quincy Notre Dame, Quincy High School in this particular case has struggled the last 2 weeks. You got to pull it together now. This is your last chance, last shot to do so.
And I don't think it's out of the question.
No, it's not. But those trips traditionally, they've not handled particularly well.
Right. Well, a 5-4 team that did not draw a 9-0 or an 8-1. You see, there's obviously some chinks in the armor of Crete Monet if you can find them and exploit them.
Sure.
So, in the 2A bracket, we have two teams going on the road, both in the north, which I find interesting. Illini West goes to top-seeded Rock Ridge. That game will be at 1 o'clock Saturday.
That's a really tough draw for the Chargers. However, I will point out that Illini West has played very well the last 2 weeks, despite all of the injuries and all the drama that's gone on. It's a football team that at least has a puncher's shot.
Without a doubt. And then West Hancock gets in at 6-3. The 12 seed going to 5th seeded Wilmington. That game will be at 3 o'clock on Saturday afternoon.
Should be interesting. We've not seen West Hancock in the postseason.
No.
So this is a nice reward for Coy Dorothy's crew for what they've done and all they've accomplished. Got some really nice players. This is, like I said, those seniors have pushed very hard. They've earned this really nice spot for them.
Yeah. Now in the 1A bracket where we have 4 area teams that qualified for the playoffs. We'll start in the north, where Rushville Industry earns a home game as the 5th seed in the north bracket. That game will be at 2 o'clock Saturday at Bob Wixom Field. They take on 6-3 Dwight.
6-3 Dwight with 3 really high caliber losses, and Dwight is monstrous. And as Brian Lafferty told me today, when you start going north, you're going to get some physical football.
Without a doubt.
Here's the one good thing for Rushville Industry. For the first time all year, fully healthy.
Yeah.
So, this is a group that has not fared well in first-round playoff games. But again, I think Brian Lafferty thinks they learned an awful lot from that loss in the first round last year, and they know better how to handle themselves.
So that's in the north bracket. In the south bracket, we've got 3 teams from our area, starting with 7th-seeded Brown County at home against 10th-seeded Athens. That game will be at 1 o'clock Saturday at the Hornet's Nest.
One of Matt Schuckman's favorite words, slobber knocker.
Oh, love it.
That is going to be man-on-man, pin back the ears football.
Do you think I'm going to be able to use slobber knocker somewhere on Saturday?
Oh, I'm sure you'll find reason to.
Will.
Yes, I'm sure you will. A really good physical football game. Yeah. Some concerns about Brown County, which got a little beat up in that game with Calhoun.
Especially up front. There's a couple of guys that are banged up, and we'll see what this week brings.
You're exactly right, and I think some of that is a credit to how physical that Calhoun defense actually is. So they're legit defensively.
And then right above them on the bracket line, 15th-seeded Winchester West Central goes to 2nd-seeded Camp Point Central. That game will be at 1 o'clock at Camp Point Central, which will eventually be called Brad Dixon Field.
As it should.
And as it should be, and hopefully sooner rather than later. Not to get rid of him or anything. But,
no, not at all.
But he's earned it.
I think most of us feel like Camp Point Central in the Illinois side is our best chance to be the last team standing.
I would think so.
West Central has played really well offensively down the stretch, scored 104 points the last 2 weeks.
Correct.
They have not stopped anybody, and that's not a really good recipe against Camp Point Central.
And it's a rematch of Week 1 when Camp Point Central won 50-8.
Right. And Brad Dixon did admit some things snowballed because they made an early turnover.
Right.
And that kind of flipped things, and West Central's a better team now than they were. Still a really tall order for the Cougars.
And then also in that South bracket, the number 1 seeded team is a team you saw last Friday night, in Aaron Elmore's Calhoun team.
Death by 1,000 bubble screens last week for Brown County. That was not what I anticipated. In fact, Calhoun offensively was not what I thought at all. Yeah. But they are a legit threat to Camp Point Central. They're the number 1 seed, obviously. They've played a tougher schedule to this point than Camp Point Central has, essentially. Right. And they have, like Camp Point Central, like Quincy Notre Dame, like Rushville Industry. They all have really good Macomb, all have really good defenses.
So those are the teams. Those are the first-round matchups on the Illinois side of the bracket. Obviously, we've got district play starting in Missouri. We're going to spend some time on that in hour number 2.
Okay.
But I think we've got a really intriguing Saturday. All these games are Saturday. No Friday night games in Illinois, which shocked the bejesus out of me because the IHSA had said try to play Friday night games because of the official shortage.
I was looking for some meme that appropriately said, IHSA to everybody, play Friday, tri-states, something about thumbing their nose at the IHSA, and we're doing Saturday. So couldn't find anything, but I was in the same boat you were because from a scheduling standpoint, Saturday afternoon is not going to be easy.
Well, especially, when we got all these games, everybody playing on Saturday afternoon. On top of that, you got Quincy University football at home, coming off a big win this past week over Missouri S&T. And they bring number 12 Indianapolis comes to town.
Huge game.
Huge game for the Hawks. So it's like you start throwing all that on, and it's like, okay, how do we get everywhere? But we will. We'll figure it out.
I think this calls for a special Muddy River Blitz.
I think it does too.
Electrified by Excel.
Very well said.
Thank you.
And we are going to blitz. And I think the guy we're going to talk to next is pretty adept at blocking blitzes. And running away from guys who try to blitz.
He is. I know he's really good running back.
Yeah.
I love watching this kid just because he does such a great job blocking ahead of everybody else. Downfield especially.
He's tough as nails.
He is tough as nails.
So Oliver Triplett, Quincy Notre Dame senior running back, is in studio. He'll be joining us here momentarily. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll talk to Mr. Triplett right here on Monday Night Lights, powered by Farm and Home Supply.
Since 1985, Hess Auto Agency has been your trusted source for pre-owned vehicles in the tri-state area. Families have experienced the Hess difference for generations and know they'll get the best vehicle buying experience in our region. With an ever-changing inventory, you'll find the right car at the right price. So when you want the best, don't guess. Choose Hess. Hess Auto Agency, 1124 North 24th in Quincy.
We're at the forefront. We're the cutting edge of our industry right now.
Whether it's dry needling, blood flow restriction,
from performance prevention, therapy, all those aspects, it's all under one roof. I see huge returns as far as athletes getting better quicker.
Top 5 reasons you should choose
Blessing Raymond College.
Small classes, peer tutoring, and lots of personal attention.
Financial aid opportunities, including grants, scholarship, and loan forgiveness.
Successful outcomes, from pass rates to job placement.
Hands-on learning, clinical experience at multiple sites, and no wait list.
The Simulation Center.
Master clinical skills in this state-of-the-art facility.
Be ready for anything.
What are you waiting for?
Enroll with Blessing Raymond College today.
Kitchen and Bath Gallery of Quincy. Trained craftsmen and expert contractors with friendly professional service. Our design team helps with every step of the process, guiding you from a vision to reality with uncompromised service. Trust your home to the local experts. Get a free quote today. From concept to creation, Kitchen and Bath create remarkable spaces and innovative builds. Kitchen and Bath Gallery, your home reimagined.
The aging population has more needs and they respond really well to what we do.
You don't have to live in pain every day.
Whether it's pain, whether it's motion, whether it's strength, they have better quality of life just by providing an intervention.
If you're not sure, just come in for a consultation.
Are you as excited as we are that football season is back? Then you need to make Jersey's your one-stop destination for mouth-watering burgers, ice-cold beer, and all your local sporting events. So gather your crew and speed over to one of Jersey's 2 locations, 109 East Jefferson and Camp Point, or 115 East Main Street, Mount Sterling. Jersey's Bar and Grill, your hometown sports bar.
We love beer!
Welcome back to Monday Night Lights, live from the CDS Office Technology Studios in downtown Quincy.
We're back right here in downtown Quincy. Chris Stewart, Matt Shuckman, Monday Night Lights, powered by Farm and Home Supply. It's playoff season.
It is.
It's just got me giddy.
Well, it is, and I think the guy to our right is fairly giddy about it as well. We got so excited talking to him in the break, we forgot to put his mic off. Rookie mistakes.
And we almost forgot that we were in commercial break and had to be reminded, hey, we're almost done with commercials.
Yes.
Because we got talking beforehand. So let's talk to him now.
Indeed.
Oliver Triplett, senior running back from Quincy Notre Dame. Thanks for coming in the studio.
Happy to be here.
Okay, last Saturday night was the playoff pairing show. You had something a little more meaningful going on. Mm-hmm. Homecoming dance.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Did you guys pay attention during the dance to the playoff pairings?
Absolutely.
I figured you would.
Absolutely.
A couple of the guys had told me on Friday night.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah. So were guys watching it on their phone, or what were you guys doing?
So some of our guys have been watching on the phone, but we had communication between the coaches that were telling us what was going on, who they thought we were going to get paired with. But after we heard that we got SHG, we were very excited. And we even got a little announcement over the PA during the dance that we were getting SHG.
How did it affect the dance? Were you guys able to did it interrupt the dance, or do you guys let's party more?
No, it just made it even happier.
That's good.
You were right. That was a really good question.
Yeah,
look at all the drama going on backstage.
Well, I was curious because Coach Cornell and I had talked about this. Like, if you guys were going to get together, and he looked at me and he's like, no, it's homecoming. I went, oh, that's right.
Yeah.
And I know when I was talking to some of you guys after the game Friday night, everybody was like, oh, no, we're going to find out, you know.
That's awesome.
Yep.
And the dates were cool with that?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Well, it's their night, too.
It's more their night than it is the guys' night. Yes.
I did see some pictures on Facebook. You look good.
You do clean up nicely.
Thank you very much.
But you do have to get ready for SHG this Saturday.
Yep.
Did that preparation begin the moment homecoming and all its festivities were over?
Yeah, I think we soaked homecoming as much as we could all in, and then right on Sunday, our film got released, and we were locked in, ready to go on SHG.
So what did you learn the first time around that is correctable and applicable to this rematch with SHG?
Well, I think that we learned the first time, I mean, they're a very hard-playing team, and they're really big. So, I mean, I think we have to do a lot better in playing hard-nosed football and really not letting the few moments that got to us in the last game and this game. Because, I mean, when you really look back at the last game, we lost in the moments of the game. I don't think we lost the game entirely. We just lost, 3-4 plays away, it's a different game.
With that in mind, how much better of a team are you guys now?
We're great. I mean, we're fully healthy. And that's one, I mean, they haven't seen some of the guys that we have that are critical parts in our game didn't even play against them.
Right.
So I think we are a very different team than we were then.
Was that frustrating, Ollie, just dealing with all of the constant change? Because it didn't seem like you ever had, especially up front, a rhythm that you could, especially for you behind those guys, the proper rhythm. And I know guys did a great job filling in, but you just never seemed to have the same group.
Yeah, but I think we're really coached to just control what we can control. And I trust all those guys, no matter who's in there or who's not. I mean, and you have to trust those guys, or we get some division from within and it doesn't work. So yeah, I mean, we just got to trust them.
You had so many playmakers offensively, especially on the outside.
Yes.
And your running back group is deep. It doesn't seem like anybody though goes, "Hey, I want the ball. Give me the ball," and then gets upset if it goes to somebody else. It seems like it's very, hey, whoever gets it is going to make a play. Let's go. Is that true?
Yeah, I feel like we're a very unselfish team, and we're really taught to play really well off the ball, and I think that's something we got to stress a lot, because, I mean, you never know when a play's going to come backside or if a play's going to get flipped. I mean, you just got to always be engaged in the game.
I love the way you work downfield, especially on those short passes. I mean, there aren't many running backs who do it, let alone seem to relish it the way you do. Has that always kind of just been a part of your vibe?
Yeah, I mean, obviously I'm pretty small, so I just got to make some things work, and when you get me into space, I can really move around really well, and even in between the tackles, I feel like I move pretty well, and being small helps with that a lot.
You've been around the QND program, whether it was football, baseball, whatever. I've seen you out of games since, before you were a freshman.
Yeah.
How important is that to you, now that you're a senior, to be wearing the gold helmet and to be representing Quincy Notre Dame?
It feels fantastic, and honestly, it's a pretty somber feeling that it's going to come to an end here soon, so really trying to embrace it as much as I can, but wearing the blue and gold is very, very special to me.
Is there anything better than a Saturday afternoon playoff game at Advanced Physical Therapy Field with the entirety of the QND family there around you, living and dying with every play?
I mean, that's actually something I said to Coach Jack today. I don't think there can be any more of a picture-perfect playoff game than this Saturday. I mean, we get a rematch between, I would say, what we call a diocese rival. They're in our diocese.
That's right.
So, I mean, just a huge, huge game that all of us just can't wait for.
How will the difference between playing Saturday and Friday this week, what will Friday night be like for you, and what will Saturday morning be like for you as you get prepared for this?
I mean, I try to keep it the same as much as I can. So, I mean, really our schedules don't differ that much. The only thing that really changes is our play time. So, I mean, really we just got to approach it the same way we would on a Friday night light game.
You guys have a certain maturity to who you are as a team based on some of the fires that you've been through, not just this season, but in the past, some of you veteran guys.
Yeah.
For you, I think a lot of making the playoffs work is just mastering your nerves. You guys are already pretty good at that. That does serve you well Saturday.
Yeah, and I think that's something we have to do well, is keep our composure on Saturday. And I mean, I think that really comes with playoff football in general. You have to keep your composure in every single phase of the game. So if we can do well at that, I think we're going to stay tight in the game the entire way.
Too many times people hear balanced offense and they think a 50-50 split between passing and run.
Yeah.
That's not what balance is. Being able to play off each other, being able to accentuate what each other's doing. Why are you guys able to do that?
Well, like you said earlier, we just got a lot of athletes everywhere. I mean, we have 4 wide receivers that are over 6'2" and 6'3". So, I mean, really, when you can defer the ball to them and then you can give it to me, it's just it's so many more things that you have to worry about as a defense. Yep. So I think we got to use that to the best of our ability.
We talked about this in the intro, just about how, I know this is an opponent that's already seen you, but if you take care of your business, the rest of the bracket is going to be largely a new and mysterious thing. Doesn't that serve you well? Because you guys are such a unique team in your construction, with the big wide receivers, with the big defensive backs, with the way you can pursue everywhere on that defense. Those are things that I would think portend a pretty long playoff run if you can handle week number 10.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. I mean, I honestly think that's something we dealt with in the regular season of last year. I mean, we're a small 2A private school that really slipped under the nose of a lot of teams. Yep. And I think that's the same way with the 4A playoffs. Nobody really knows us, and we have to use that.
That playoff experience is huge, isn't it?
Oh, it's beautiful, beautiful.
What, as you look at SHG, if you have to pinpoint something that, okay, we can have an edge here, we can have that. What would your edge be, whether it's SHG or anybody?
Just really catching people off guard. I mean, we have a lot of trickery on offense, and SHG knows that really well. Yeah. So, I mean, but with this game, like he said, they know us. So we have to do this little things right as best as we possibly can. We can't be missing assignments because they know our offense and we know theirs, so it's going to be a really balanced game.
I love the fact that last year, first year in the Central State 8, you guys come in and you shock the entire conference with how good you are and maybe caught a bunch of people off guard. This year, I think people adjusted a little bit, knew a little bit more of what Quincy Notre Dame was, but you had a chance this weekend. You not only just with the diocese thing, but with a team that a nice rivalry is brewing. Is that unfair to say at this point?
No, I think it's fair.
Yeah. A nice rivalry is brewing to get another final word, just like you did last year and sent them home unhappy. How much does that mean to you?
Yeah, I think we need to go out and make a statement, and I think that's something that we always try to do, and we all know that everyone, especially since last year, everyone's going to go out there and give us their best shot. And I think SHG is going to give us their best shot no matter what. Like you said, I think it's a brewing rivalry. And especially with this playoff game on Friday, I think it'll brew even more.
For you, what's the best thing about being part of the QND football family?
I mean, it's just absolutely changed my life. I mean, I didn't always go to QND or any of the pre-recall schools. I went to Payson and I played football at Unity Payson. So just seeing the ways that we fundraise, the camaraderie of QND football is, I just think it's unmatched. And you don't really see atmospheres like 10th and Jackson's on a Friday night. You just don't really see it. And I think, and I try to preach that to all of our seniors, like, we need to embrace every single last second that we have here because we really have it good.
You reminded me of something with your answer. Last week, you guys went about doing something to help out a local charity, the Hope House. Mm-hmm. Raised a ton of money. You guys did that. This wasn't going out and begging for donations from businesses. The players did that. How meaningful is that the guy next to you is engaged in community and engaged in helping people and is willing to dig in not just football, but in community?
Yeah, and I think that's a really heartwarming feeling that all of us guys are so committed to not just football, but we care about other people, especially the community people and who are connected with us. So, I mean, just doing other things that are outside of football like that is very special to me.
Ever since you kind of broke out last year and kind of became the guy that you have, we've always known that you're super sharp and a guy who thinks football at a very high level. It's clear that you do that off the field as well. What's next for you, Ollie?
So, yeah, I mean, I've been thinking about college football, but I just don't know if it's in it for me. I've still been thinking about it. It's still a thought in my mind, but I've also been thinking about going to Mizzou.
Okay.
So that might be the next step for me.
Vocationally, any idea what you want to be when this is all said and done?
Not really. I haven't figured that one out yet.
And that's okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Because you're going to be a fantastic Mizzou guy, Mizzou made.
Yep.
Mizzou Ra, go Tigers.
Go Tigers.
There's a reason we brought him in today.
Well, we're not as dumb as we look.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
Ollie, thank you so much for coming into the studio. Great job. Look forward to Saturday. Again, 1 o'clock kickoff at Advanced Physical Therapy Field. 2 gold helmets going head-to-head. I think we know which gold helmet will come out on top.
Yes, sir.
Nicely done.
We'll see you Saturday.
Thank you.
That was Oliver Triplett, Quincy Notre Dame senior running back, joining us here in the CDS Office Technology studio. We've got more in store. Brad Dixon, Camp Point Central head coach, will be joining us next on the Hess Auto Agency Hotline, so stick around. This is Muddy Night Lights, powered by Farm and Home Supply.
Decade after decade, Farm and Home Supply has been the place families turn for jeans that last. For style or for work, our jeans are made for every walk of life. Generation after generation, denim runs in the family at Farm and Home Supply.
We believe that accessing care close to home is better for you and better for your family. For 120 years, Hannibal Regional has been committed to providing community-based, contemporary health care. From state-of-the-art surgical care to innovative cancer care, and now life-saving open-heart surgery. We are dedicated to expanding access to exceptional care in each of the communities we serve. Hannibal Regional, why go anywhere else?
So what separates us most from all the other dealerships? It's the Toyota brand itself.
Once they buy a Toyota, they never buy anything else. #1 vehicle on the market, the best sedan on the market, some of the best reliable trucks on the market. And our main goal here is to try and get our customers the best payment possible.
We know the process and we pass that along to you.
We're simply looking to buy vehicles off the street.
And we want all makes and models of vehicles.
And you don't even have to buy anything in return. We'll just simply purchase it from you.
We can purchase a vehicle in 10 or 15 minutes or less.
Meet us at the Scoreboard, 8th in York and Quincy.
The home of Quincy's best cheeseburger is now under new ownership. All our time-tested menu items, along with some great new additions, all cooked on our perfectly seasoned grill, are waiting for you.
New wings and new sauces.
Ice cold buckets, some of the best prices in town.
Or even in a frosted mug.
Corner bar comfort for your favorite game on 7 big screens. Or play your own game and win big.
The Scoreboard, 8th in York and Quincy.
Area Distributors is a provider of products and services in the restaurant environment, the school environment, the factory environment, the office environment, and in healthcare settings.
That's the value of Area Distributors, is that we help our customers out by providing them more product as one distributor.
I can tell you, if you call us and have a need, you're going to get timely response.
It's all about passion.
Welcome back to Monday Night Lights, powered by Farm and Home Supply, coming to you from downtown Quincy in the CDS Office Technology studio. I'm Muddy River Sports Editor Matt Shuckman. He's the trusty sidekick, Muddy River Sports Director Chris Dewar. Maybe it's the other way around. Maybe you should be the first name thrown out there, and I'll be the trusty sidekick.
I always wanted to be Tonto.
You do a good Tonto. And my earbud already popped out.
That is a new record for speed with which these annoying things jump out of our ears.
Hey, we tried to do it. Well, it's in now. We'll see how it goes.
At least Oliver Triplett wasn't here to see us have these things fly out of our ears.
Very true. And the guy joining us on the Hess Auto Agency hotline can only hear us talk about it. There's no video of him
He's
seeing
already
this.
making fun of us behind the scenes anyway.
Guarantee it. And that we probably deserve it.
Yeah, I can guarantee you that.
So let's go to the Hess Auto Agency hotline and be joined by Camp Point Central coach Brad Dixon. What's up, Coach?
Hey, not too much. It's week 10 and we're still talking football, so that's always a good sign.
And I think, if all goes well in your world, we're going to talk about it in week 11, week 12, and, then we'll see, right?
Yeah, that's always the goal. There's a lot of work put in the offseason to only play 9, that's for sure.
I thought your team, Brad, I know you didn't have the toughest down the stretch schedule, but I thought your team very maturely handled business and kept its focus through some of those games that you were expected to win and did. How proud are you of just the maturity your kids have shown to stay on task, even when maybe the task isn't what it is now?
Yeah, I mean, that's what we talk about week in and week out. Obviously, we prepare for every opponent, but it's about us and getting better and trying to figure out, the best version of us this year and which plays we can run better than others and which guys to get the ball to in different situations. I mean, week 9, we worked on getting the ball to lots of different guys. I think we had 11 different guys touch the ball and maybe 7 different guys score. And yeah, we're trying to figure out, we've got a good idea of who does what well, and obviously we wanted to challenge. We got to see a lot of different stuff. So we got to see route spread offense, and then we got to see triple option from P Hill, and then we really weren't sure what we were going to get from North Green, and so we had to kind of line up to a lot of different stuff, which was good.
Brad, when you look back at August and now that you're on the verge of November, what is the one thing you've been most pleased or proud of in the progress of your team?
Yeah, I think our quarterback play. Last year we obviously moved Elijah to quarterback as kind of a one-year fix, obviously as a senior. We had Dylan Mowen coming back as a senior, but he was kind of ready to move to running back, and we had a junior, and then we had Kale as a sophomore, and so we weren't really sure exactly which route. Kale struggled to take care of the football and had several turnovers through the first 3 weeks and really struggled to throw the ball freshman year. As a freshman, shouldn't be in that spot as a QB, and he was developing without having the opportunity to play JV. So coming into this year, obviously physically we knew he was capable at 6'1" and 190 pounds, but just his maturity and his development to throw the football and to handle the offense. I mean, we have every bit of our offense in that we had in with Nick Moore as the quarterback or Elijah Ginnenbacher as the quarterback. And I think that says a lot for a sophomore to have the keys. Coach Ray is obviously a very intelligent human being who does a great job of morphing our offenses. We had to make a lot of changes last year with a fullback, middle linebacker playing quarterback, and then this year with Curtis being as fast as he is, and obviously absent Caden, that big fullback, but having Jasper, and then Kale's ability to run the ball and using the strengths of like Marco Rodriguez and Tate Eichen and the different guys that we have. So yeah, I mean, it starts with Kale and obviously Coach Ray's ability to make all that work.
I get asked an awful lot about what makes Camp Point Central football special, and one of the things I always come back to is coaching staff continuity, because you guys have such trust in each other. When something goes wrong, like a Caden Niekamp gets hurt, everybody has a creative solution, and it always seems to work. How blessed do you feel just to be able to keep the guys, and great guys, at every turn on your staff that you've been able to do for the last couple of years?
No, I mean, we're not where we're at without that. And I get too much credit as being the head coach, but it is truly, we split duties. Coach Ray handles not only just the offense, but really all the technical side of stuff. I handle the defense and kind of the organizational piece of stuff. And then everyone coaches their individual position. The other guys handle, Coach Monroe's the head of the JV, which is a job in itself, right? Yeah. Dealing with freshmen and sophomores and getting them in line and teaching that stuff. And then, Coach Bueller's really became the right-hand man to Coach Ray. And then you got the Coach Griffins that coach their position. And, we all help out with laundry. And I mean, everyone just plays a role and there's no egos there. And we don't step on each other's toes, but we're also we don't just go with the flow. So if someone, has an idea or whatever, they're not scared to speak on it. And I think that says a lot. And we're never satisfied. I mean, we gave up -3 yards of defense and had almost 500 yards in offense, and we had a 45-minute film session tonight over the North Green game. And that's just kind of the mentality we try to teach the kids, that you may think we're hard on you now, or we're nitpicking little things, but it's going to show up in a big game where we have really tried to hammer our technique and our execution, that when those big games come around, the moment won't be too big and we'll be able to execute.
When you were talking about the improved quarterback play and Kale under center, you went through a laundry list of names. All those guys have been through the wars of the postseason. How much does that help this team now when you've got so many guys who have been there?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't even mention Zach Weir. Yeah. I guess he's just been a steady mainstay. He's been an inside linebacker starter, 4-year letter winner, inside linebacker starter since sophomore year. most people probably don't even realize that not only is he playing wing, but he's been playing a lot of fullback too lately. So we've been able to get him in that spot. He learns a lot of different stuff. He's just very steady playing our inside linebacker spot. And we've got Marco's been through a lot. Some of our guys up front, obviously Chase Barner's been in the program. He's a senior. Jack Weiss was a starter last year. Even our current sophomores. I mean, Kale went through him last year as a freshman. We're on, before the playoff selection show, kind of on purpose, I had the Oregon game playing in our in the auditorium there, so they can say, hey guys, one year ago we were getting ready to figure out how to stop D'Air Hill. So our guys have been on the biggest stages and have been in those big games, and we don't try to do anything different. I know certain people try to ramp up for the playoffs, and we kind of sometimes do the opposite. We back off a little bit when guys have proved that they're going to be physical and they can handle it, and we really try to focus on technique and execution, and that's really what we try to emphasize, that there isn't some like ulterior power. You media guys all want to talk about playing someone twice or can you go on the road and all this stuff, and I really, which is all good stuff, obviously. I'm joking with you, but we really try to focus our guys on, listen, when we turn the film on the day after a game, it's going to boil down to, did we execute the way we were supposed to using the technique that we've been taught, and that's the reality of it. And if we do that and the D'Air Hills of the world are better than us, then we can live with it and we'll just chalk it up and we'll move on.
While you were watching that Oregon game, did any of your guys puff out their chest a little bit and go, hey, I popped him pretty good last year?
Well, I don't know if we did last year. I'm not sure if we touched him. 2 years ago, maybe. Yeah. I'm not sure we touched anybody on their first 3 or 4 offensive plays, but that's all right. We made them sweat it a little bit with the onside kick, and our kids believe that. I hear from different parents, and it's like, I don't know what you guys told those boys, but man, they believe they're going to win, and it's really not what we tell them; it's what our guys put in, and that's the other thing that's lost in the equation is our guys work, not 365 days out of the year, but pretty much. They're always trying to get better. We promote the multi-sport athlete. I'm also coaching track. Coach Monroe and Coach Griffin are coaching wrestling as well. Coach Tinhouse is he's not a coach on our staff, but he drives the bus. When our camera was messed up in the Brown, and people don't even know that our end zone camera and our replay wasn't working at the start of the Brown County game, and Coach Coach Tinhouse is running into the high school, grabbing a second camera and running down there. And, there's always these things that happen behind the scenes, but he's coaching baseball and we're all working together and we're trying to share athletes the best we can and get the best athletes in our school out for sports. And, we've got a 58-person roster. And so we can handle some attrition and injuries and different things like that because we're trying to get as many kids out as we can. And we feel like we've got that done.
Before I ask you my next question, Brett, I just want to point out that certain members of the local media have given you so much locker room billboard fodder over the years, you probably owe them a dinner down the road somewhere. But I digress. I want to ask you about this because the last couple of years, one of the really unique things about the Central defense, which I know is nearest and dearest to your heart, has been the fact that you have used young guys to great avail. You have 4 sophomores playing huge roles this year on that defense, and it's almost become like the standard for you. Why are your guys so much better at a younger age now within the program and able to contribute? Because as you're well aware, you don't have the luxury of, say, finding a defensive tackle somewhere in the St. Louis area to add to your roster.
Yeah, I think we were blessed really with this sophomore group to have some men already when they came in, even as freshmen, from a size and strength and speed standpoint. I think that was big. I think, and I tell people this all the time, we have played enough different stuff, screwed up enough stuff. I go back to Forreston in 2018 where we had pretty much stopped everyone around here playing our base defense. We go to Forreston. Coach Bueller is our big 300-pound nose tackle. They triple team him on the first play, drive him about 10 yards off the ball, and it was about a 20-yard gain to the fullback, and the route was on, and we had to go back to the drawing board and figure out, what counters we had to our base stuff. We've gotten pretty good at playing our base stuff, but then at different times, based upon what we're going to get, we've got to have a few other things. So we've kind of really simplified. We're not a heavy blitz team. We're not a heavy gamble team. We focus, so that gives us most of our time in practice to focus on the fundamentals and how we need to take on a block, or what happens when this guy does this. And we've got a few different things that we didn't have. And, I've told guys in our 2018 team, I wish we just didn't have answers for Forrest in that day. And when we got our butts kicked, you go back to the drawing board. We got our butts kicked against Lena in 2022, and we played that game in 23 with about 75% not in our base defense and something different, and we were able to hold those guys. So we've learned a lot over the years. I've got really good coaches that coach their positions up, and we coach it all. That's the other thing. Our JV guys don't just stand around. Our freshmen, we're still playing freshman games. We're still playing JV games. So our freshmen got 7 games this year. We're playing the likes of QND and West Hancock and Pittsfield, and we played a game versus Porta. We're traveling around Illini West, Rushville, all these different bigger schools to get those guys games, because that keeps them out and it gets them, that game experience. We film it. We do the end zone. We have film sessions with them, and we're trying to build this thing from the bottom up. And that way, when things do happen and you need to tap into those freshman or sophomore levels, hopefully they've been coached as hard as anybody else. And I think our coaches do a really good job of getting our guys prepared, no matter what grade they're in, and caring about them. And it's not just varsity over here doing this, and then the JV stands over there, or just runs your scout team. But it's getting harder and harder to find those lower level games as numbers continue to drop.
You mentioned Remington Bueller being the 300-pound nose guard back in the day. Now that you have him on staff and he's working with these kids, how much can they benefit just knowing he was in their shoes back in the day?
Yeah, well, I think first off, him coming in and doing my athletic PE position, that, I was kind of getting old, that old guy that was still in that position. And now he's kind of that young guy that the kids, I walked in there today and there's 15 kids standing around his desk laughing with him, joking with him. He's got that relationship. Reminds me of when I was working under Coach Reed. You build that relationship there, and then obviously that carries out. And, hopefully the kids aren't listening to this, but he'll be like, hey, this kid told me this, or did you know this was going on? He's got a great relationship where he's able to get information from them that can help us, if something's going on with a kid or whatever. And so that, and then obviously he's been through the program. What's crazy about him is his freshman and sophomore year, we did things a lot different. Freshman year for sure, a lot different. And then we made kind of a transition during his high school career into the way we kind of do things now with limited pads in practice and the speed work that we do. And so he kind of got to see the full circle, where we kind of buried him in the ground early in his career, and then the transition where we made a change, and then he got to have the fruits of that in his last couple of years. So yeah, he's got a unique perspective. He's a great guy. He's a hard worker. You don't have to ask him to do stuff. He does it. And it reminds me a lot of us when we were all under Coach Reed. And I always say, man, that guy had it easy when he had Coach Monroe and myself and Coach Ray and his son, Coach Reed, and all these guys that were 23 and had no kids and nothing else to do but to coach football for him. And so we're fortunate to have Remy doing that as well. And we're very thankful that I was able to steal him away from the law enforcement world and get him into education, and then on our school districts better off for it.
Well, he's certainly one of the good ones. You actually, and people will gloss over this because you had such a great showing against them in the first round or the first game of the season. West Central has scored 104 points the last 2 weeks. Riker Ford is a monster. You don't have many quarterbacks who also return punts in this world, which just goes to show how athletic he is. I mean, that's a really dangerous football team you're playing on Saturday afternoon.
Yeah, and there's nothing worse than a team that just lines it up and runs it at you. Where you're going to stop it or you're not. I mean, that's sometimes in the spread and all that different stuff's different. When they're trying to hit the edges or throw screen passes, but when they're going to line up and wishbone and run it at you 50-60% of the time, you better be ready to play. And I told our guys tonight, we didn't talk much about West Central yet. We'll do that tomorrow, but Riker Ford is one of the best players in WIBC, and he's a senior, and he's going to have the ball in his hands on Saturday, and he's going to want to make a lot of plays happen, and he's going to do everything he can to make sure his guys are in the right position to play hard. And that's a scary thing, because when we got him in week 1, they're still trying to figure out what this year's group is and figure out where to put guys, and they've made some changes and added some different wrinkles offensively. And so it's totally different. We're different. Our line has improved a lot. We had a lot of newer guys up there. I mean, Evan Walker was starting his first game at left tackle in week 1, and now he's played 9 games in that position. And so we've got a lot of different things that are going to happen, and I consider this to be a totally different game with different emotions and just different things. So we're going to have to stay in the fight early. Obviously, they're going to come out and give us everything they got, and we can't get down if they hit a big play early. That's some of the things in the last few weeks where we haven't had a ton of adversity. We've got to be able to handle that, because something's going to happen, whether it's a turnover or a big play one way or the other that we're going to have to bounce back from. And so we'll talk about that all week, and hopefully our guys will respond.
Well, Coach, we appreciate you taking time to join us tonight. I know you got a lot to do this week to get ready for Saturday afternoon, and we look forward to the playoffs probably as much as you do.
Yeah, it's a fun time of year. I mean, tell our kids that this is, you got to enjoy it. That was the other message for tonight is that first year we went to the semifinals, and way back in 2012, I don't even remember it. It was just on to it was on to Cincinnati like Bill Belichick. And now it's like, hey guys, it's okay to go out tomorrow and practice and have fun and enjoy each other. And hopefully we make it to the time change, and then it gets dark, and that stuff's fun, and that's why we do it. So obviously we want to be focused and handle our business, but we also want to enjoy it and have fun, because we put a lot of work in to get to this point, and we've got to make sure we enjoy it.
Awesome, Coach. Well, I'm sure we'll talk to you as the week goes on, but really appreciate you taking time to join us tonight.
Hey, I appreciate you guys, and thanks for all you do for area kids.
Appreciate it, man. Have a good one.
Yep, thank you.
That was Camp Point Central coach Brad Dixon joining us on the Hess Auto Agency hotline. Again, just to hear guys, and it's every coach in our area, the guys we talk about their kids.
Yeah.
It's just so much fun, because you could just tell how invested they are.
Well, he beat me to the punch, because when he started talking about Bill Reed, the first thought on my mind was, hey, I remember Bill Reed telling me that Brad Dixon is going to be a heck of a coach someday when he gets his chance. And man, did he call that shot.
No doubt about it. So, again, Camp Point Central at home Saturday afternoon against Winchester West Central in the first round of the Class 1A playoffs.
And we've got a feature coming tomorrow on Cale Niecamp's development at quarterback right here at Muddy River as well. So
yeah,
be sure to check
spent
in.
some time with them earlier today, and so you'll have previews throughout the week.
We'll do
on our area football teams and their playoff perspectives, and we'll also have some game graphics coming up later in the week where we'll give you the breakdowns, records, where you can find live stream or radio and all that stuff.
This is the stuff we live for this week. So yes.
Yeah.
All of it's coming.
We're not going to sleep much.
No, but we don't like sleep anyway.
Exactly.
It's overrated.
I agree. When we come back, we're going to make an adjustment.
Oh, good. Well, okay.
Sort of.
Yes. Maybe not the best adjustment that we wanted this week, but we're going to make an adjustment.
We'll make an adjustment. The adjustment of the week coming up when we come back. This is Muddy Night Lights, powered by Farm and Home Supply.
When you trust your healthcare needs to MDH, you'll receive the highest quality, compassionate care from our nationally accredited medical departments and award-winning staff. We are here for you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, providing exceptional care right here in Macomb. We also accept Aetna, Healthful Inc., Blue Cross Blue Shield, and most other insurance plans for your convenience. McDonough District Hospital, your regional healthcare partner, growing our legacy one patient at a time.
Does the thought of retirement overwhelm you? You are not alone. For over 25 years, Benson Financial Group has helped people just like you craft a plan to retire with purpose. Call us today in Quincy and Hannibal.
We're Excel Physical Therapy locations in Quincy and Hannibal.
You know, word of mouth has been really powerful. It always will be.
We built that from relationships.
Not only do we have great clinicians, but we have great people.
This is the best group of therapists I've ever worked with.
That's an advantage.
For 135 years, State Street Bank has stood as a pillar of trust and stability in Quincy, Illinois. For generations, families have trusted State Street Bank to be part of their biggest moments. We look forward to the future with gratitude and excitement. Thank you for being part of our journey. State Street Bank, 135 years of banking you can trust.
Neiman's, your neighborhood market.
Kitchen and Bath Gallery of Quincy. Trained craftsmen and expert contractors with friendly professional service. Our design team helps with every step of the process, guiding you from a vision to reality with uncompromised service. Trust your home to the local experts. Get a free quote today. From concept to creation, Kitchen and Bath create remarkable spaces and innovative builds. Kitchen and Bath Gallery, your home reimagined.
I think people here in the Quincy area are wanting something different. You know, people have to wait 2, 3, 4 weeks to get into a provider.
Being independent allows us to do things differently. It's one of the things we've prided ourselves on, is getting people in the door quickly.
That's an advantage. It's made us better.
Not sure you're ready for retirement? With over 25 years of experience, the team at Benson Financial Group will meet you right where you are and craft a plan that's right for you. Call us today in Quincy and Hannibal.
Welcome back to Monday Night Lights, live from the CDS Office Technology Studios in downtown Quincy.
Well, Chris Dewar, I know we had a very busy last Saturday. We'll have a very busy this coming Saturday.
Oh, man, will we.
Are you going to need a back adjustment after all of this of driving here, there, and everywhere? We both have been everywhere already.
You heard me say my back seized up this morning.
Yes.
This is never a good sign. So
no.
I may have to get an adjustment.
I think you need one.
I know a guy.
I think you do.
I know a guy. He's a good one.
He is a good one.
Dr. Justin Felsman.
And Dr. Justin Felsman brings us every week the adjustment of the week, and you've got one this week.
We do, and usually they're joyous, but our red letter games did not go the way of the teams we covered this week. Now, the biggest game of the week obviously took place down in Hardin with undefeated Calhoun taking on Brown County, which was an excellent slobber knocker of a game, to use your word. Back and forth. Down the stretch after Brown County had made a comeback, down 14-6 at that particular point, it felt like the entire second half. And this is something I didn't realize about Calhoun. A lot of what they were doing was death by, tunnel screens and bubble screens to the outside and forcing Brown County to cover the outside. What transpired on the biggest play of the game was the fact that Aaron Elmore had done such a good job with his son Earl of running that play over and over again. I think Brown County got lulled into looking to the edges. And the play that flipped the game was an Aaron Elmore call that basically cost Brown County the win when Earl Elmore hooked up with John Good right in the middle with a middle screen that, give them their credit, a phenomenal call in a phenomenal moment. And sometimes a big game comes down to one play. This was the clearest example we had of that. So
let's check it out. The adjustment of the week.
Tired of that old sports injury taking you out of the game? Give us a call at Adjusting Chiropractic to see if we can help you get back to living your life and doing the things that you love and enjoy doing. Now back to the guys. Here's the play that adjusted the outcome of the game.
just centimeters, Matt
Yeah.
Schuckman, to make that happen. But
Crazy.
It really was a perfect play in a perfect moment. And it put Brown County down 2 touchdowns at that point. And that's a really tough spot to be in. And as I've told you, I think we talked about it, Calhoun's defense is as good as I've seen this season at the small
that's what
school
you
level.
said.
So, you know, if it comes to pass that we see.
And down 2 scores, not only down 2 scores against a good defense, down 2 scores against a good defense on the road at a tough place to play.
Oh, a super tough place to play. I love that environment when you walk into that valley. I mean, it's Rick Johns, it's Kurt Brandenburg, it's everything they built brought back to life by Aaron Elmore. So a shout out to him for the marvelous job he's done the last 13 years there.
I've had several people reach out to me from Calhoun County and say, bring the truck down, park the truck at a game, let's do it. I hope that opportunity exists in the postseason. I hope we end up with a matchup that I would love to go park the truck at a Calhoun game, a playoff game of major implications.
Well, it just occurred to me, too, that you parking the truck there is different because they all park up on that hill.
Yeah.
I mean, you would have literally the best vantage point of any game you've had because it would be an elevated truck. And can you think of a shuck on a truck pointed down to the field like that?
That'd be fun.
It'd be like your own stadium view, dude.
Calhoun County, I want to come down. I want to visit the Warriors. I want to bring the truck.
You going to the Barefoot?
Let's make it happen. Let's make it happen.
We'll go to the Barefoot afterwards.
We'll go to the Barefoot. I think we can make this happen.
I think we can. That's a beautiful thing.
There was the adjustment of the week. We still have Shuck 'em Up to come up in hour number 2.
Kind of a different Shuck 'em Up this week.
It's not a big hit.
No.
But it's 2 incredible plays. I couldn't give it to just one after seeing both of them.
I don't blame you.
And we've got video courtesy of our friends with a couple different networks.
Yeah.
We'll get to that at the end of hour number 2. So Shuck 'em Up, brought to you by Platte Daddy Barbecues, coming up in hour number 2.
What, pray tell, awaits us next?
I think we have a guest ready to talk hoops. Yeah, he's sitting over there. He'll be joining us momentarily. Quincy University men's basketball coach Brad Hoyt. As we transition into the basketball realm, they got a game coming up soon. They've got an exhibition next week, and not next week, tomorrow night. On the road, I almost forgot. I got my days mixed up.
They all blend together.
They
this time
really
of year.
do,
Yeah.
and he knows that as well as anyone. So we're going to talk about the Hawks when we come back. So stick around. This is Muddy Night Lights, powered by.
Since 1929, we've been here to serve our communities with the best products and the best service. You are the reason we go to work every day, and we thank you for that. After all, we live where you do.
Area Distributors is a provider of products and services in the restaurant environment, the school environment, the factory environment, the office environment, and in healthcare settings.
That's the value of Area Distributors, is that we help our customers out by providing them more product as one distributor.
I can tell you, if you call us and have a need, you're going to get timely response.
It's all about passion.
Decade after decade, Farm and Home Supply has been the place families turn for jeans that last. For style or for work, our jeans are made for every walk of life. Generation after generation, denim runs in the family at Farm and Home Supply.
Since 1985, Hess Auto Agency has been your trusted source for pre-owned vehicles in the tri-state area. Families have experienced the Hess difference for generations and know they'll get the best vehicle buying experience in our region. With an ever-changing inventory, you'll find the right car at the right price. So when you want the best, don't guess. Choose Hess. Hess Auto Agency, 1124 North 24th in Quincy.
My philosophy in pediatrics is definitely prevention, early intervention, and advocacy. Being an advocate for my patients is one of the main reasons why I got into pediatrics in the first place. I like working close with families and being able to empower moms, especially first-time moms, or empower any caregiver, MDH Peds gives that family-centered care. My name is Leilani Segura, and I am a pediatrician at McDonough Districts Hospital.
Welcome back to Muddy Night Lights, powered by Farm and Home Supply. I'm Muddy River Sports Editor Matt Schuckman, hanging out with Muddy River Sports Director Chris Dewar, right here in downtown Quincy in the CDS Office Technology Studio. It's been a fun first hour talking football.
It has been. Great guests.
Great guests. We did the adjustment of the week. We got Shuck 'em Up coming at the later this hour.
But we're going to get a little football respite.
And I'm really, I saw one of the two plays we've put together for our Shuck 'em Up this week live, because I was sitting there on the sideline watching, and the immediate moment was, wow. And then I caught eyes with the head coach, because he turned to me and he just looked at me and went, whoa.
Sometimes those happen.
And yeah, it was pretty cool. So we'll get to that a little later this hour.
Nice little deep tease.
Yeah, so make sure you stick around for that. Right now, though, we want to dive into some hardwood action.
For the very first time.
Because basketball is here. And again, we reminded you guys this earlier in previous episodes, but we are not taking a break between football and basketball like we did last year. Last year, we did 10 weeks of Monday Night Lights, then took a break, and then went 10 weeks of Monday Night Hoops. We're going Monday Night Lights, as we're going to call it, all the way through basketball season. No breaks. So that way we can talk football, basketball, and then on into, once we get through football season, all basketball.
I think we'll have enough connection that makes it really kind of fun to have this blend the next couple of weeks.
I got some fun ideas ahead for the basketball front, starting right now with the Quincy University men's basketball coach, Brad Hoyt, joining us right here in studio.
It is so good to be here, gentlemen. So good to be here. Yeah, this is good stuff.
Yeah, well, you guys, you've already had one close scrimmage.
Yep.
Now you head to an exhibition game, which live, fans in the stands, the whole bit, lights on, tomorrow night at Northern Illinois University.
Yep.
How important are these exhibitions for you guys to make sure you're ready when November 14th hits?
Again, it's sort of like, it's a part of the preseason. We tell our guys it's the process is what matters now more than the result. Now, the result matters. I don't think there's any mistake in that, guys.
Yeah, you don't want to go up there and get beat by 60 and having your head between your legs.
And you're competing, right?
Yeah.
So you're chasing a result, but right now it's a combination of players. For us, it's getting guys healthy. We've had guys banged up all preseason, so we won't have our full group with us. We haven't yet, really, in the last couple weeks. So it's about finding combinations of guys, seeing how guys do when the lights come on. It's different in practice than it is in games, and we learned a little bit in that closed scrimmage. And now we get a chance to your point, to go up and play a kind of a completely retooled Northern Illinois group that plays in the MAC, and so they'll create some challenges, obviously, there. And then, again, we're just building up to November 14th when we get to kind of officially kick this thing off.
Matt Schuckman's had a chance to see you a couple of different times. Okay. I've not yet. So based on the way your roster has changed, Brad, what is on the checklist for things that you want and absolutely need to see in that exhibition tomorrow night, based on how you've reconstructed this group?
Yeah, again, I think there's base stuff and then there's group stuff, right? Okay. So for us, the base stuff is, with coach speak, the toughness, the competitiveness, are you doing things like, I call them the margins, defensive transition and not give up a layup or a dunk, guarding the ball screen in the right way, being at rim line, helping on the baseline, those marginal things that other folks don't necessarily pay attention to, that as coaches it keeps us up at night, to be honest. So those are the base culture things. Now with this group, the way we've constructed a group, our versatility, our athleticism on the wings, our versatility with our bigs, our forwards, we've got some size, but we've got some versatile size, I guess, if you will. So to be able to dribble, pass, and shoot from those spots are things that we haven't had, that I think we've recruited. We'd like to think the first 8 or 9 weeks together, we've proven that we can do some things like that, but you don't know until the lights come on. So our versatility at the forward spots, our athleticism on the wings, I think are two things that we've rebuilt the roster to hopefully be able to showcase.
You mentioned the versatility part.
Yeah.
The one thing that jumped out at me when I've been out there is it's that. It's a bit, but when you go do drills, it's like, okay, I'm going to put so-and-so here. Oh, wait a minute. I can put him over here as well in the next drill or the next group or whatever. Yeah. And it's not like, okay, Jake Wallenford, you're going to go play the 5 and that's all you're going to play. Yeah. Or Preston Brewer, you're going to go play the 4 and that's all you're going to play. Yeah. You got guys bouncing around, making sure they're ready for anything.
And we were just talking about this the other day in the office. I think we got 2 guys that are kind of pigeonholed into a spot. And I think everybody else is exactly what you're talking about. Now, again, that sounds great in theory, and I think it sounds great as the year goes on, but it's a pain in the tail this time of year because you are the different options. You know, it's like having all the tools in front of you and trying to figure out how you're mix matching. And so, again, we are knee deep in that. Us getting healthy will be a big part of it. Just so, because it changes things where guys are playing and where guys are at. So, yeah, that positional versatility is a real thing with us. But you can be as versatile as a day is long. You still got to make plays in whatever spots that you are, and we're working towards a process to figure out who that's going to be.
Part of the allusion you're making to the injury thing, I assume, resonates with Max Boer and some of the stuff that he brings uniquely to you. I know right now you're just waiting for the clearance and everything to happen the right way. Yeah. But when he's right, he is a difference maker for you.
Yeah, he is. And he's it's funny. I was just talking to him today about this. As a freshman, he had no idea what to expect. And he came in, he's like, I'm not sure I'm ever going to play a minute. And lo and behold, he kind of figured it out pretty quick, and he's my kind of guy. And so we kind of gave him the ball and let him shoot it every once in a while.
And he only became the GLVC freshman
of the year. Yeah,
that's pretty good end
so
game.
not terrible as a
no, not at all.
But it's every team. Your first year to second year, you've just got a completely different personality when you come back. And so Max's confidence, understanding of us, understanding what we're trying to do. He didn't come into this year thinking, well, I hope I play. He came into this year like, how can I really put my stamp on this thing a little bit? He's been banged up, so he hasn't been in full stuff. He actually got released this week, and so he practiced yesterday, full blow. He'll go again tonight, full blow. He won't play tomorrow. We'll sit him and gives us a couple more days, and then we have a home scrimmage early next week on Monday. So he'll be able to play there. So we're getting there for sure. But again, Max's ability to make shots is who he is. But his ability to lead, understand, high IQ is who he is with us, if that makes sense.
Well, you mentioned that high IQ, that leadership. Yep. You've got that at the point guard spot because you return your starting point guard in Ethan Brown. You also got another guard in Cameron Kincaid, who, again, 2 guys who were very pivotal to your success last year and are going to be very pivotal to your success this year. How important is it having those 2 back?
Again, it's just continuity, right? Like I think whether you're talking to Coach Dixon earlier and the continuity of a staff, or you're talking about us and continuity of players, in the college basketball world, it's hard to have any continuity right now for anybody. So to have some guys that were in the fight with you a year ago that we trust, I trust, they trust us, just puts us 2 or 3 steps ahead of what you would be otherwise. So Ethan Brown, I think he's a legitimate high-level point guard. Again, he's got to be healthy, and I'm on him harder than I am with anybody else. And so that poor kid gets it from me on a pretty regular basis. But he's my kind of guy.
You mentioned being healthy. We've seen him take some knocks already in the first couple weeks of practice, but he bounced back up.
Yeah,
exactly. He gets right back up and gets back in the game.
I tell him it's he goes in and out of being an athlete and non-athletic really, really quick. And so he falls down and gets hurt, and he's an athlete again. And so then I tell him, but no, Ethan's one of the good guys. Like, he's super smart kid, going to graduate with honors. Like, he does all of the right stuff. And that's, quite frankly, that's who you want to be at the point guard spot for anyway, somebody that has a pretty good IQ and have a good feel.
With that said, you've also brought in a freshman to potentially play point guard who can learn from Ethan Brown and learn from Cameron Kincaid how to run this team. Kid out of Edwardsville.
Yeah, Herb Martin, I think, has got a really bright future in college athletics and at Quincy University. He's a high IQ, tough, learning how to play, that transition from freshman to, but you talk about a great senior year of high school at Edwardsville High School. Like, he had a unbelievable senior season, and it was just him, again, he had a good career, but his senior season really stamped it. and it was just him being comfortable and confident in what he does. So he's going to go through the same process with us, where he's got to get comfortable and confident in what he's doing. And again, those point guards, we're pretty hard on him, and I'm leaning on him pretty good. But again, great kid, great personality. He's going to be a good one moving forward.
If memory serves, 5 freshmen in the new class coming in, including 2 of my favorites from the region here in Trace Combs, who, is an absolute athletic freak when things go right for him. And obviously, again, Brad Hoyt landing a Player of the Year, which seems to happen every single year in Preston Brewer.
He did that a time or two at John Wood.
He has that knack. So what have you seen from the freshmen? How quickly can they contribute? What do you like about that group just in general to this point, Brad?
Well, to be fair, I'm getting to a point where I'm forgetting they're freshmen, I'll remember in another month, right? Like it'll come back and remember.
Or tomorrow night.
Or tomorrow night, and then every day is a different day. But you talk about those 2 guys specifically. You talk about a high school resume. Trace Combs' high school resume. We went back and looked at that's crazy impressive what he did through all 3 sports and everything that he did as a high school athlete, and great family, and knew his sister Bailey when she played at John Wood, and so I knew the family through there, and Dad's a great guy, and again, Trace is one of those guys that athletically is going to develop. Physically, he needs to develop, and he knows that. I think second day of workouts, he's like, "Hey, coach, I got to get stronger, man." And so that's a pretty natural thing. Preston Brewer, he is translating maybe to be fair quicker than what I thought he was going to translate. So he again, you talk about a high IQ, understands what he's doing, understands what we want out of him. You coach him once, and he does that certain thing. So again, Preston Brewer, we'll see how he does as a freshman. But I am really, really glad that he's on our team. You guys keep naming players of the year that could help me, and we'll keep signing them.
We're snickering here as you're answering that, because last year when you signed him, there were people who doubted it.
No question.
And I've said, and I told you this from day one. He's going to be a player for you. And I had people doubting me. I truly believe he will be a standout in the GLVC. Given time. He's not going to walk in day one and be a stud.
No, nobody is, not in your league. But there are some earmarks that are a little bit Jordan Roth to that kid. That just you always saw and figured he'd figure it out because he's smarter than everybody else in the room.
And there's also some hallmarks similar to Evan McGaffey.
Yeah, it's not wrong either.
There's pieces to the puzzle that you look at and go, kids got it.
There's enough area kids, and we've all been around them, and I've been around them from this area, that are small town guys that just have a little bit of that it factor that eventually comes out, right? Not always right away, and I'm not putting the cart before the horse here. Preston's got a lot of work to do, but he has some of, to your point, some of that thread that we've seen in a lot of those guys that we've been around, and again, he works at it. His family's fantastic. They support the heck out of him. He wants to get better. He knows he's not good enough yet. And those area guys that have those thought processes, we have usually done pretty well for.
You have to keep him around just so on game night and all that stuff, I have more conversations with Grandpa.
Yeah, 100%. He'll be there. He's ready to go.
Oh, I know he is.
Yeah, he's ready to go.
I look forward to that every single time.
No question.
So, do you mind sticking around for a little bit more and talking to you about a few more guys?
Yeah, let's go. Yeah,
awesome. Well, we're going to take a break. Brad Hoyt's going to stick around. We'll talk more Hawks basketball when we come back. This is Monday Night Lights, powered by Farm and Home Supply.
So what separates us most from all the other dealerships? It's the Toyota brand itself.
Once they buy a Toyota, they never buy anything else. #1 vehicle on the market, the best sedan on the market, some of the best reliable trucks on the market. And our main goal here is to try and get our customers the best payment possible.
We know the process and we pass that along to you.
We're simply looking to buy vehicles off the street.
And we want all makes and models of vehicles.
And you don't even have to buy anything in return. We'll just simply purchase it from you.
We can purchase a vehicle in 10 or 15 minutes or less.
We believe that accessing care close to home is better for you and better for your family. For 120 years, Hannibal Regional has been committed to providing community-based, contemporary health care. From state-of-the-art surgical care to innovative cancer care, and now life-saving open-heart surgery. We are dedicated to expanding access to exceptional care in each of the communities we serve. Hannibal Regional, why go anywhere else?
Meet us at the scoreboard, 8th and York in Quincy.
The home of Quincy's best cheeseburger is now under new ownership. All our time-tested menu items, along with some great new additions, all cooked on our perfectly seasoned grill, are waiting for you.
New wings and new sauces.
Ice cold buckets at some of the best prices in town.
Or even in a frosted mug.
Corner bar comfort for your favorite game on 7 big screens. Or play your own game and win big.
The scoreboard, 8th and York in Quincy.
I think people here in the Quincy area are wanting something different. You know, people have to wait 2, 3, 4 weeks to get into a provider.
Being independent allows us to do things differently. It's one of the things we've prided ourselves on, is getting people in the door quickly.
We can really help those student athletes.
That might be the difference between getting in a game versus not getting in a game.
And not just if there's been an injury. We can help them get stronger.
Having the relationship with Excel Performance Health and Wellness is a game changer.
I don't really think there's anything like it in the area.
That's an advantage. It's made us better.
For 135 years, State Street Bank has stood as a pillar of trust and stability in Quincy, Illinois. For generations, families have trusted State Street Bank to be part of their biggest moments. We look forward to the future with gratitude and excitement. Thank you for being part of our journey. State Street Bank, 135 years of banking you can trust.
Since 1929, we've been here to serve our communities with the best products and the best service. You are the reason we go to work every day, and we thank you for that. After all, we live where you do.
Welcome back to Monday Night Lights, live from the CDS Office Technology Studios in downtown Quincy.
We're talking hoops here on this Monday night. Quincy University men's basketball coach Brad Hoyt sticking around, joining us in the CDS Office Technology Studio. Appreciate you sticking around after the break.
Absolutely. Anytime I can stick around with you guys.
Well, we have fun in here.
And
we have fun at Pepsi Arena.
100%.
And we are going to do something fun post-game this year.
Yeah.
We are going to do a post-game video interview, review. Right now we're calling it a round ball review. I'm not sure I like that title. We'll come up with something, but we've teamed up with Alpha Accessories here in Quincy.
Awesome.
So we're going to do something after every home game. And if I go on the road, we may do it then too. We'll just kind of see how that plays out. But every home game, we're going to have a little post-game video show.
That's awesome.
Talking about the Hawks.
Yeah, I can't wait. Really, really appreciate their support in that whole process. And yeah, well, who knows post-game what I say or don't say. So, just tune in for that, if nothing else.
And with the video it's a little different than us just sitting there talking with the tape recorder on.
I know. Usually I just tell you what I'm going to say. You make him sound smart. Now I got to it's all on me now.
Sound
yeah,
smart.
Nikki's not going to listen to any of those ever. Yeah, ever.
No. But part of the fun of that is getting to talk basketball.
Yep.
But one other thing outside of basketball you're having fun with right now is watching your freshman son, Luke.
Yeah.
Freshman year at Quincy Notre Dame on the soccer team, starting on the varsity team.
Yep.
They won a regional on Saturday, homecoming day, and all that stuff. How much fun was it for you to watch him do what your older son Jake did and win 4 regionals, but to get that tradition continued?
Yeah, awesome. Again, it's one of those that going to youth athletic events, high school athletic events makes most sane people go crazy, right? We've all seen it. If your own kid's engaged in it, then it has a chance to take you to a whole nother level.
Right.
But I've been really, really fortunate with all 3 of our kids to watch them do what they do, and Luke's kind of the tail end of it, so we're kind of back into the high school thing. And so we pulled 2 pictures, side-by-side picture of Jake and Luke, where they're both freshman year holding their regional championship plaque, which was cool. Luke thinks the picture shows that he was taller than his brother at that day. And so it turned into a whole nother conversation. But yeah, again, our house, we talk a lot about championships are cool, and we talk a ton about lifting a trophy or having a plaque. And for Luke to have a chance to experience that as a freshman is pretty cool.
They're similar in many ways.
Yeah.
Luke's a little bit more, got a little more swagger to him.
Yep.
Than Jake. Jake was a little more cool-headed. Here, I'm just going to go about my business.
No question.
Luke's a little different.
Yeah, Luke will be a completely different interview someday than what Jake ever was. What Jake, yeah. I mean, again, he's the youngest, right?
Yeah.
So he's the youngest. He's been through it. He's been in buses with me or been in the gym with us and chasing Jake around. And so, yeah, his confidence level is a little bit different, but he knows how to compete and he's learning how to win. So.
Well, that kind of begs the question, how does the Hoyt family survive this time of year? Because you're getting pulled, I know your wife's a saint, first of all, but you're getting pulled every which direction. Is there a day, is there something you set aside, Brad, just to keep the family element together when the rest of the world is chaotic?
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't know. I mean, yes, but it's so different. I mean, our schedules are so, and again, now, with Sydney with my daughter out of the house, and Jake's now in college. That's a little bit different. Jake went through an ACL tear, and so his basketball season is going to be a little bit adjusted this year. And as Luke starts his high school, all that jazz. But yeah, I mean, we try our hardest and our best to find evenings to be able to settle in and catch up, and we'll FaceTime the other two kids and check in what's going on, and then I'm gone. But I get to, I mean, you've seen me, like I get to every possible thing I can possibly get to, and I'll continue to do that no matter what time or how that ever works. And when it's over, it's over. That I do know. We've learned that. So yeah, we're constantly going. Nikki's a saint for a lot of reasons.
Married him.
So yeah,
that's a sainted step right there.
I say a lot around the house. You chose this, babe. You chose this. We say that a lot around the Hoyt house. Yeah, no doubt. But she keeps it all organized and together. And she and her, my parents, and you'll see my parents and everything. They're the same way. So they've got the calendars. My dad's got a spreadsheet of how it all works, and they let me go do my thing.
Well, you run into one of those on Tuesday night. You're taking the Hawks to DeKalb to play Northern Illinois in an exhibition game, while your son and his Quincy Notre Dame soccer team mates will be in Chillicothe playing in a sectional semifinal against Peoria Christian.
Yep.
I know you're going to be locked in on when you're coaching.
No question.
But how soon after the game will you be pulling out the phone? Okay, how'd they do?
Yeah, I mean, again, their soccer game will start before ours tips, so I'll probably make sure I have a text update or so before I walk onto the floor, and then check in immediately after. Yeah. You know, probably the worst class best one of those was Jake's freshman year. They're at the state tournament for soccer, and we play. So I'm coaching our team over in State Fair over in Sedalia, Missouri, on a Friday night, and they're playing in the state semifinal. And I'm not there, and I'm coaching, and I'm checking at halftime. Jake scores in the first half.
I remember
so
that.
As a freshman, scores in the first half in the state. So I'm going nuts at halftime. We win the game, and the next day we had kind of an opponent that we should be, right? So we were playing at a school, and I've looked at our staff and like, I'm leaving. Like I've got to go, and so I took off, and Jake, they got beat, so they're playing in the third place game. In their final game, and so I drove from Sedalia, Missouri, to Bloomington or Peoria, wherever it was, in Peoria, on a morning to get there in time to watch that game, and then left my team with my staff. So I've done it all, but that one was crazy. Checking the scores at halftime and playing in the state semifinal and all that jazz. So it's love it. I love it.
Well, we talk about Luke being the younger brother and learning from the older brother and older sister and that kind of stuff. On your Quincy University team, you've got some of that too. You got Jake Wallingford, who's had older brother, played college sports.
Yep.
You look at Owen Duff.
Yep.
He's got older siblings and parents who played sports. And, you know, you go up and down your roster, you got guys who have learned from older siblings.
No question.
That's a huge advantage, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it just is. They're that competitive nature. We're at Halloween of the Hawks tonight. We're giving out candy and trick-or-treat stuff. And so I started talking to our guys like, hey, what if we did an Olympic event? Kilday and I were talking about this the other day. And we took athletes from all sports, and they had to do all the other sports that we have at Quincy University. So I had to play lacrosse and sort of see who the best athlete was or whatever. So we were joking around. And Owen Duff, whose twin brother is a quarterback at Kansas State and sister plays soccer at Clemson, and I mean all the stuff. He's like, I'll do it. Like I got older brothers. Like, oh yeah, I mean, wrestling, I did that every day growing up. I had a twin brother, and so I think all of that helps kind of build the personality of kids and of guys, and again, we're hoping it benefits us along the way.
Have you ever gone to Owen and said, "Okay, who's the tougher Duff?" You were Dylan.
Yeah, he says him. I mean, but Dylan's not here to back that up at all. And his other brother, we'll play against him. He plays at Truman State.
Right.
So he's got a brother that plays at Truman, and again, brother at Kansas State, sisters at Clemson. Mom and dad are. You talk about a schedule nightmare. I don't know how Mr. and Mrs. Duff sort of sort that out.
Well, he comes from quite a line, and you may know this, Chris. His grandfather was a running back at USC.
Yeah. And John played basketball, SLU.
Yes.
So the Duff family's got a lot of stuff, shaking.
Really good lineage. Now you invoke Truman State a little bit. Just what's your gut level feel on the GLVC this year, and kind of what's out? We've seen the projections. What's Brad Hoyt's take on the league?
It is so hard, and again, it's always been right. But it's so hard to have any idea because everybody's roster just completely flips. So there's a handful of teams that have some really good players coming back. Missouri S&T jumps out at you. They won the league a year ago, got arguably the best player in the league coming back. But the vast majority of all of our rosters are completely flipped. So, we go through the preseason poll and everybody's voting, but at the end of the day, nobody really knows what everybody's roster even looks like. So again, you got a JLVC historically, and just from a coaching and a setup standpoint, Missouri S&T and UMSL and Lincoln, those are the ones that jump out at you. I mean, Rockhurst, I know they brought in a load of guys, and Illinois Springfield brings back a point guard that was hurt last year that played for him 2 years ago. That was all league. So the GLVC is going to be the GLVC. That I do know, and. But to have a very strong opinion on how the chips land is really hard because the vast majority of us have a completely new roster.
But like you and like Chad Boudreau, you guys are coaches now at these types of levels who've had junior college experience, who kind of know the growth curve at a different level. That's got to help you.
I mean, I think so. I mean, I think what helps you is that you're not overwhelmed by it, right? Like I can imagine, and I don't know this, and I've talked to enough guys to think this is true. If you've never had that kind of turnover before, and now you're trying to navigate. What do you do in the preseason? How do you connect these guys? What systems do you put in place that they can sort of sort out? Those are things that, I mean, I think if you live in the junior college world, that's what we did every year. So I think there's a comfort level from my end. I'm just not overwhelmed by the newness of it. But at the same time, the pace is a little different. The physicality is a little different. Across town, we always said we'll be sub 500 before Christmas, and we'll figure out a way to win a whole bunch of games in February, March, and we did that. And
did it every year.
And that's not exactly the philosophy here. So we got our speed of what we're doing has got to kick into gear, but I love that part of it. I will tell you that the newness of a whole new group of guys to try to figure out that puzzle is a part that I've really learned to like a lot.
How in the world did Bill Walker get Andrew Young to stay at S&T? Because he had some guys dangling some NIL money at him.
And they were, I actually asked that question the other day, and he's a really smart kid, and in Missouri S&T has the right engineering degree, and he's pretty close to finishing it. And I think whatever NIL money was on the table, I think he thought that if he got that degree, he was going to, in 10 years from now, be making the same.
Isn't that refreshing, though, just to see that as somebody who's thinking big picture?
I mean, kind of refreshing. Like, he could have been in another league somewhere else. Super refreshing.
But theoretically, in a box where you don't have to defend him.
Philosophically, good, well done, Andrew. I'm proud of you, man. Gosh, dang it. Yeah.
Well, we're a couple weeks away from you guys officially starting. November 14th at home, the GLVC or Midwest Region, GLVC, GMAC, whatever they're calling it this year, crossover is at Pepsi Arena this year. So, you're going to play on Friday night and Saturday that weekend. And
Yeah, it's awesome to kick off at home. And two really good teams. I mean, gosh dang, Cedarville, who's their second-year coach, does a really, really good job.
Yep.
And then Finley was 26-5 or something crazy a year ago. And
the Oilers are always good.
And they literally bring everybody back. There was one kid that was their third or fourth scorer that is not back. Everybody else is back. And so yeah, it'll be pretty high level basketball to kick off the year. And that's what we want. We'll see where we're at right away. So looking forward to it.
Travel safe to DeKalb tomorrow night.
Yeah, it'll be fun.
Good luck against NIU. You're gonna find out.
Yeah, it'll be. Yeah, we're gonna find something out, right? I don't know if we'll find it out, but we're gonna find a lot of different things out, and our guys will enjoy the experience, and we'll come back and we'll have a lot of film to cut up and lose sleep over. So
can't wait to hear Kind Heart's voice in the background.
You will.
You will.
Yeah, you will. No, I can hear it right now, just vaguely in the background right now. So, no, it'll be fun.
Awesome, man. Thanks for coming in and doing this.
Anytime, all the time. Love you guys. Appreciate you.
I think we're gonna have one later in the year.
Yep.
With you and Chad Boudreau in here at the same time.
Let's go. I can't wait. I've got some stuff on Chad. So Boudreau, I'm just telling you, it's like I'm going to get it all lined up, and I've got some pretty good ones for Chad Boudreau.
He and I did a Shuck on a Truck that'll be dropping on Wednesday this week.
Yeah.
Your name may have come up a time or two.
Yeah, well, his name always comes up. Yeah, his name always comes up. So we'll have some fun with that one.
It makes it fun.
Yeah.
You like the danger of this, don't you?
I'm excited.
Chris is super nervous right now. Yeah.
More excited, me or Boudreau? Because Boudreau was excited. He really wants to come in and join us in here, which I'm excited about.
That is awesome, and he is.
The fact he's willing to drive down from Macomb and wants to be here. It's fantastic.
But we may get some stories.
I know we will.
Oh, there's no question.
I mean, we ran through a half an hour tonight, just us.
Yeah.
It might take a whole 2-hour show just to get through all the stories.
Yeah, you got.
And we still wouldn't be done.
And probably no commercials.
No.
I'll tell you which ones are true or not. You never know with him. Yeah, you never know.
Awesome. Well, again, thank you again, and good luck tomorrow night.
Best of luck.
Appreciate you guys. Yep, thank you.
That was Quincy University coach Brad Hoyt joining us right here in the CDS Office Technology studio. The Hawks play their first full exhibition game tomorrow night at Northern Illinois University. You'll get a recap of that coming up Wednesday at MuddyRiverSports.com. Stick around. We got district play in Missouri to talk about a little bit. We've got Shuck 'em Up still to come. So we'll be right back with more of that.
Indeed.
Right here on Monday Night Lights, powered by Farm and Home Supply.
Does the thought of retirement overwhelm you? You are not alone. For over 25 years, Benson Financial Group has helped people just like you craft a plan to retire with purpose. Call us today in Quincy and Hannibal.
Top 5 reasons you should choose
Blessing Raymond College.
Small classes, peer tutoring, and lots of personal attention.
Financial aid opportunities, including grants, scholarship, and loan forgiveness.
Successful outcomes, from pass rates to job placement.
Hands-on learning, clinical experience at multiple sites, and no wait list.
The Simulation Center.
Master clinical skills in the state-of-the-art facility.
Be ready for anything.
What are you waiting for?
Enroll with Blessing Raymond College today.
Neiman's, your neighborhood market.
Ready to retire on your terms? At Benson Financial Group, it's about more than money. It's about purpose. With over 25 years of experience, our team works together to craft a plan that fits your goals and values in Quincy and Hannibal.
Are you as excited as we are that football season is back? Then you need to make Jersey's your one-stop destination for mouth-watering burgers, ice-cold beer, and all your local sporting events. So gather your crew and speed over to one of Jersey's 2 locations, 109 East Jefferson and Camp Point, or 115 East Main Street, Mount Sterling. Jersey's Bar and Grill, your hometown sports bar.
We love beer!
Welcome back to Monday Night Lights, powered by Farm and Home Supply. Chris Stewart, Matt Shuckman. hanging out on a Monday night in downtown Quincy. No place we'd rather be on a Monday night, right?
I feel a lot smarter tonight. I mean, it was nice just to sit down with Brad because you had a chance to see them a couple of times.
And you haven't seen them yet.
I have not seen them yet. It was fun to learn what he thinks they can be.
Yeah, and I think that let's temper it this way.
Okay.
The expectations are high within the staff, but not exceedingly outrageously high. Like, no one's going, oh, they're going to go win the GLVC this year. The fact is, they've got a good group, they've got good chemistry, they like the pieces, and as they put those pieces together, you're going to see success. I don't know what that means right now. They won 10 games last year. Does this mean they're going to win 14 this year? Does it mean they're going to win 12? I don't know. They're going to be a better product on the court.
It also feels like it's more organically of this place now, just from talking to him and talking to you.
Yes.
The way that it sort of fits Quincy University, the way we think of Quincy University traditional basketball.
And again, part of that is the maturity of some of the guys that are here.
Right.
But like, he's got newcomers, and obviously quite a few. Now, some of them I'm familiar with.
Sure.
The Preston Brewers, the Jake Wallingfords, the guys that are new to the program. But like a Jake Collicott, who's transferred from Concordia, Chicago, looks the part, feels the part, fits in, and his maturity is refreshing.
Okay.
And again, it's personality. It's coming over and saying, hi, how you doing?
Yeah.
When they see you at practice or see you out at a football game or stuff like that. And again, does that always translate to wins? No. But in the locker room, it helps. On the court, it helps because guys can trust each other. And I think the chemistry of this team is going to be incredibly high.
Well, and you also know that this town likes to embrace something that feels of itself, and probably as much as anything. So I was excited when I heard you say it. I'm more so, and again, I don't believe that the world is going to turn on its access this year.
No.
But it's nice to feel like that program has found what it wants to be, and Brad has gotten closer to last year with this group than what he wants it to be ultimately.
And we're going to talk more about the QU women in the coming weeks, and I'm hoping to get Allie Schwagmeyer-Belger in here next week to join us. I haven't looked at their exhibition schedule to make sure that if she's available next Monday night, and I'll be in touch with her. But she's done a nice job of bringing in area talent. How does that translate to what Courtney Boyd did over the last couple of years in building that program to where they were GLVC tournament champions last year? I don't know, but there's interest there.
Sure.
And again, Allie Schwagmeyer, just like Courtney Boyd, is a great personality, and people will be engaged when you hear her talk and when she talks about her team, and her players want to be around her, just like they do around Hoyt. Like what Quincy University has done with its recent hires, football, men's and women's basketball, women's soccer, really impressed. I mean, look at what Taylor Reese has done with that women's soccer program this
And we've
season.
talked about that just because it was such an access pivot for, in a very short amount of time for that
Without
program.
a doubt.
So,
I think they've done a great job at Quincy University of bringing in the right people to lead their programs. How that translates into numbers in terms of victories, we'll see. And again, everything's a process. Hoyt's in his second year. Schwagmeyer-Belger's in her first year. Taylor Reese is in his first year. Jason Kilday's in his second year.
Right.
But you can see the similarities between all of them and the success that's coming for all of them.
Absolutely, you can. My only concern with Allie is that people compare her to Courtney. And that's going to be hard because I think 10 years from now, we're going to be talking about Courtney Boyd at a different level than maybe we've talked about any of the coaches that have come through Quincy University.
I would agree with that.
And that's maybe not the most fair comparison. Do I think Allie can do this job and do it at an incredibly high level? Absolutely.
Without a doubt.
But I just don't want people to make that compare right off the bat because that would be unfair.
Yeah, and again, it wouldn't be fair to go, well, she needs to win 23 games this year because they did last year. No, it's a different team. It's a different dynamic, but I like the dynamic.
Yeah.
And again, the breakfast with the Hawks, it was just a fun atmosphere. You had parents there. You had fans there. And again, anybody who sat and listened to this and watched this interview, Brad Hoyt's very engaging. Allie Schwagmeyer-Belger is very
Super engaging.
And again, so I think, and we talked about Jason Kilday, and he's been on this show multiple times. Very engaging.
And all from here.
Yeah, and again, Taylor Reese from here. It's the connections. Mike Carpenter, the men's soccer program's having success this year. Here's another coach from here. It matters. Jeff Haley with the wrestling program at QU from here.
Quincy Notre Dame kid.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, I mean, you see why these teams are having success. You see why these programs are getting the kids that they're bringing in. And you can see why these people are getting hired. Yeah. They fit together. The stories I'm told, and when I've been over at the school and that kind of stuff, you see the interaction between these coaches. It's refreshing. It's incredible. Courtney Boyd was that way. She was from Keokuk.
Right.
You know, she was, again, fit the mold. Now, she's a rising star in the coaching profession, so it's no surprise that she moved on. But again, QU's doing the right things and bringing in the right people to have success.
Good deal. We'll anxiously await to see how this winter unfurls, because I think you're right. I think this will be something that will get some embrace.
It will. And again, the college basketball scene is already upon us. Culver Stockton women went 1-1 this past weekend. The Culver men opened their season tomorrow night at home and then play Friday night at HLGU, against the Trojans in a traditional first week game. John Woods openers are next week.
Yeah.
So again,
and don't forget, here. Up the road, if you want to watch Division I basketball,
without a doubt,
JD Gravina has maybe his most talented team in a long, long time on the women's side.
Yep.
And we've heard some pretty good scuttlebutt about what Chad Boudreau's doing at Western Illinois University as well.
And again, I had the opportunity to sit down with Coach Boudreau this week. We'll have Chuck on a Truck on Wednesday with him. Very impressed.
Okay.
And again, he got me excited talking about it. Now, who knows how those first 4 road games are going to go? But they play next week.
Yeah. And Danny Stevens is there, which gives, this entire area something that it's lacked on the men's side. Gosh, I'm trying to...
And he's still not fully healthy. He had some offseason stuff. There's a reason he didn't play at all last year. He had injuries at Mizzou. He's still getting there. So don't expect to think Danny Stevens is going to come in and play 30 minutes a game and light the world on fire, It's a process because he's got to get fully healthy first.
But we have not had a homegrown leatherneck since Bill Heisler and J.D. Summers.
Right.
Which, good for Chad Boudreau for recognizing the need for that.
No doubt. And again, they'll doing it the right way.
Right.
And that's what it comes back to. We see it all the time. One thing we didn't mention earlier, and we mentioned real quick, WIU women have an exhibition game tomorrow night against Quincy University's women.
That should be fun.
It should be a lot of fun. So I'll be anxious to see.
Have you seen Reagan McCowan play in person?
I have not, because I've watched her on film.
Yes.
But I have not been at a game. And like I talked with Coach Boudreau, our hope is, since we've expanded our staff and that kind of stuff, that I can get to some of those. You can get to some of those. We want to embrace coverage of WIU. Now that we have more staff and more availability, we can do some of that.
There's another one that, thank goodness that the NIL money didn't pull her out of there. Because
it's amazing. So going to be a lot of fun up the road at Macomb. And a lot of fun right here in town and right here in Adams County, because that's where both of our Shuck 'em Ups this week come from, right here in Adams County.
But they're not hits.
They're not hits, but they are, they're not hits in the traditional sense of somebody laying somebody out, knocking the bejesus out of somebody.
Yeah.
But they were big hits to the defense because of the way those plays were made.
Which is why I like the way you did that this week. They did take a big chunk out of opponents at that particular moment.
So those are our Shuck 'em Up plays of the week. Coming up next, right here at Muddy Night Lights, powered by Farm and Home Supply.
Decade after decade, Farm and Home Supply has been the place families turn for jeans that last. For style or for work, our jeans are made for every walk of life. Generation after generation, denim runs in the family at Farm and Home Supply.
We believe that accessing care close to home is better for you and better for your family. For 120 years, Hannibal Regional has been committed to providing community-based, contemporary healthcare, from state-of-the-art surgical care to innovative cancer care, and now life-saving open-heart surgery. We are dedicated to expanding access to exceptional care in each of the communities we serve. Hannibal Regional, why go anywhere else?
So what separates us most from all the other dealerships? It's the Toyota brand itself.
Once they buy a Toyota, they never buy anything else. #1 vehicle on the market, the best sedan on the market, some of the best reliable trucks on the market. And our main goal here is to try and get our customers the best payment possible.
We know the process and we pass that along to you.
We're simply looking to buy vehicles off the street.
And we want all makes and models of vehicles.
And you don't even have to buy anything in return. We'll just simply purchase it from you.
We can purchase a vehicle in 10 or 15 minutes or less.
Meet us at the Scoreboard, 8th in York and Quincy.
The home of Quincy's best cheeseburger is now under new ownership. All our time-tested menu items, along with some great new additions, all cooked on our perfectly seasoned grill, are waiting for you.
New wings and new sauces.
Ice cold buckets at some of the best prices in town.
Or even in a frosted mug.
Corner bar comfort for your favorite game on 7 big screens. Or play your own game and win big.
The Scoreboard, 8th in York and Quincy.
Area Distributors is a provider of products and services in the restaurant environment, the school environment, the factory environment, the office environment, and in the healthcare settings.
That's the value of Area Distributors, is that we help our customers out by providing them more product as one distributor.
I can tell you, if you call us and have a need, you're going to get timely response.
It's all about passion.
Welcome back to Muddy Night Lights, powered by Farm and Home Supply. It's our favorite time of the week.
I need the oink dust.
The oink dust is ready to fly. And if Jeremy Platt was really good, kind of like our 2 recipients of Shuck 'em Up this week, he'd catch the oink dust.
One-handed.
One-handed. Because I'm telling you what, we had 2 amazing touchdown catches this past weekend. One at the high school level, one at the college level. Neither one of us were able to get videos of this. I wasn't prepared to see Owen Hampton of Quincy University make a touchdown catch with one hand, so I didn't even get a good photo of it. But Jim Lawrence from Quincy University got a video highlight. We're using it tonight. Full credit on the video. The same with Kendall Knox at Unity Payson. Another one-handed touchdown catch caught on video by the Unity Mustang Sports Network.
I'm not sure that anybody can do justice to the photo I saw of Kendall Knox's catch.
I believe Lacey Nichols posted it on Facebook.
Which was
and
amazing.
It was shared on other social media. Incredible one-handed touchdown catch. And what a great photo.
Oh, absolutely. One of the best I've seen in a while.
Without a doubt. So, with that said, let's shuck 'em up.
Shuck 'em up!
Shuck 'em up!
So I get up Saturday morning, I'm putting together all of our Muddy River Blitz coverage and making sure the website's up to date. Friday night, I'd done all the scores and everything. Well, before I went to bed Friday night, I saw Brian Shoemaker, who's the voice of the Unity Payson football team. He's the PA announcer out there for all home games. He had shared Lacey Nichols' photo on social media. Gave her proper credit, which is what you do when you share somebody's photo.
Right.
Just like we gave proper credit on the video. Those weren't our videos.
No.
So as you watch that, it says video courtesy of. So make sure you do that.
I actually had that happen to me by Monday Night Football.
Really?
Yes, because the tackle pass at Culver Stockton showed, and they blurred out our logo even.
Oh, that's cheap.
Roop's big moment of So I was so angry.
I don't blame you. But I saw the vid, and so then the next morning I'm checking my email and kind of doing my busy work. And Matt Woodworth, Unity Payson coach, sends me an email and says, hey, check out the video of the game. Great, one of the best catches I've ever seen. He goes, it's not a great video, and again, it works.
Yeah, it's really good video.
You see it.
Yeah, it works.
So I appreciate Coach Woodworth reaching out and reminding me of that. And then I'm sitting on the sideline at QU Stadium on the Hawks sideline, and Braden Little throws the pass, and you turn your head to look, and I've got the camera like sitting here because I'd been focusing on Braden Little, trying to get a good photo of him throwing the ball, and I turn like this, and Owen Hampton, just that reach back, snatch, and Jason Kilday turns and looks at me and is just like, wow.
Did you feel like you wanted to throw your camera just because you didn't have it in the right spot?
I had somebody text me immediately afterward. Did you get it? Nope.
Nope. Didn't
even get a chance at it.
That's the joy and the thrill of what we do. Sometimes you just don't get the shot.
But then, there's others throughout my career where I sit there and go, yeah, but I got that one.
Well, and I thought you had a heck of a shot, pardon the pun, of Nolan Heck this week after his celebration.
Okay. Talking with him after the Notre Dame Regional Championship, we were talking about going to the homecoming dance and how maybe they'll take the plaque to the homecoming dance and how much fun the homecoming dance was going to be because they won. And I said, well, and you already showed a little bit of dance moves today because when he scored, he started to run one direction and then waved for his teammates and they ran toward me because they knew I had the camera.
Nice.
And so I got, fortunately because sometimes when they score, they run to a different corner or a different spot on the field or, and you just can't get one. And I've had a couple like that. There was a QU soccer player who one day I was sitting down by the bench. This was during the COVID year.
Yeah.
And, he scored Camus Harris.
Yeah.
And came running right at me and he's, and it was like, okay, perfect, thank you.
Those are the best.
You get lucky sometimes.
You do. That's awesome. And great shot.
But those videos, Jim Lawrence got a great video of Owen Hampton's, and then he put it in slow-mo.
Yeah, Jim's the best.
Jim is. So thank them for sharing those with us. And, and again, you can check those out on YouTube because that's where they post everything. And again, two phenomenal, catch of the year worthy on both sides.
On back-to-back days.
Yeah. So, and then somebody else shared one with us from another college game on Saturday, shared on social media, tagged you and I both in one. That was an incredible catch too.
Yeah.
But it wasn't a touchdown catch.
Not a touchdown catch.
So, Owen Hampton, Kendall Knox, you get the heads up on that.
Nice stuff.
So there's our Shuck 'em Up plays of the week. We're going to take one more break. We'll come back and wrap things up right here on Monday Night Lights, powered by Farm and Home Supply.
Since 1929, we've been here to serve our communities with the best products and the best service. You are the reason we go to work every day, and we thank you for that. After all, we live where you do.
Area Distributors is a provider of products and services in the restaurant environment, the school environment, the factory environment, the office environment, and in healthcare settings.
That's the value of Area Distributors, is that we help our customers out by providing them more product as one distributor.
I can tell you, if you call us and have a need, you're going to get timely response.
It's all about passion.
Decade after decade, Farm and Home Supply has been the place families turn for jeans that last. For style or for work, our jeans are made for every walk of life. Generation after generation, denim runs in the family at Farm and Home Supply.
Since 1985, Hess Auto Agency has been your trusted source for pre-owned vehicles in the tri-state area. Families have experienced the Hess difference for generations and know they'll get the best vehicle buying experience in our region. With an ever-changing inventory, you'll find the right car at the right price. So when you want the best, don't guess. Choose Hess. Hess Auto Agency, 1124 North 24th in Quincy.
My philosophy in pediatrics is definitely prevention, early intervention, and advocacy. Being an advocate for my patients is one of the main reasons why I got into pediatrics in the first place. I like working close with families and being able to empower moms, especially first-time moms, or empower any caregiver. MDH Peds gives that family-centered care. My name is Leilani Segura, and I am a pediatrician at McDonough Districts Hospital.
Welcome back to Monday Night Lights, powered by Farm and Home Supply. Chris Stewart, it's been a fun Monday night.
This 2 hours flew by.
No doubt.
I'm starting to figure out this pace, and I'm still marveling at the fact that you did this on your own last year, because that is not an easy amount of time to fill.
20 episodes.
Oh, my.
You know. But when you get great guests who have great conversations, that really helps. Well, thank you, Oliver Triplett, Quincy Notre Dame senior running back, Camp Point Central football coach Brad Dixon, and Quincy University men's basketball coach Brad Hoyt for joining us tonight.
It's a pretty good big three right there.
It was. And again, we're going to dive more into the Missouri districts next week. I know we didn't talk a lot about that tonight. But there, again, many of the teams get first-round byes.
The best of the teams in our area get first-round
byes. Without a doubt. Now, we do have one intriguing matchup, and there was a reason we didn't get to talk to those coaches tonight. Clarence Cannon Conference all-conference meeting was tonight. So those guys were tied up.
Yeah, you had reached out to Ethan Allen about previewing a Palmyra-Clark County showdown the last time.
And so we might still do that as the week goes on. We might still get a chance, and I told him that. We might get a chance to catch up with him this week. But that's an intriguing matchup in the first round of districts. Clark County's won a couple games in a row.
I would put Ethan Allen in terms of, developing a team over the course of the season with a lot of the best coaches in our area. He's proven it time and time again. And those two big wins back to back. And now they'll try to avenge that 82-30. Was it 82-30 loss to Palmyra?
I think that's what it was.
Yeah, so they'll try to avenge that this week.
Just make him a little more competitive. That's a win in its own right.
We'll see.
We'll see. So, and again, more district, full slate of district play next week.
2 weeks from now, it's really going to be fun in the district, because that's district championship night.
Correct.
And we will have some lights out district championship games if everything holds the way we think it will.
Yeah. So again, we got this week, the Illinois playoffs get going. Missouri districts get going to a lesser extent this week. Next week, we'll have a full slate of Missouri district games. We'll see which Illinois teams we have come next week still alive.
And you and I have already been busy at work on this week setting up the structure of it. I know you've got a lot of really good basketball stuff that you talked about that will drop this week.
Yes.
And I have already been out doing previews with Camp Point Central and Rushville Industry for their playoff games. So all of that coming your way. And we have kind of a unique and special classroom champions for a young man who has been a big part of a historic season at West Hancock.
And that'll come Thursday. Normally we drop classroom champions on Wednesday. It's going to be Thursday this week. But Wednesday, we have our first installment of 25 of 25. If you saw my column today at muddyriversports.com, from now until the end of the year, we're going to count down from 25 to 1 what we consider 25 of the greatest moments of area sports from the first 25 years of the century.
Yeah, and I've had people actually talk to me about it and throw out stuff that was before 2000. I'm like, no, this is not how this works.
Because you did it when we first started with this. You threw out something that was before 2000.
I went, you're right.
Because it all kind of runs together.
It does.
I love our list.
It's a really good list.
And again, everybody's list will be different.
And everybody will have probably bones to pick with everybody else's list.
And that's fine. But that's part of the fun of it. And we'll drop some other things in as time goes on. Maybe some of our favorite interviews, some of our favorite games, some of our favorite places we've covered. Who knows?
Yeah.
But we have 25 years to unpack over the next, month, over the next 2 months, basically. We got it set up, number 25 on Wednesday.
It is an ambitious exercise, but it has been a fun one. One that has touched off a little debate with us. I can't wait to see what it does with all of you.
Right. You and I were not in agreement on all these.
No, and we shuffled the list a couple of different times, like horse traded. I'll give you this if you give me that. Yes.
Well, because, again, face it, neither one of us was going to have the same exact 25 in order when we started. When I made my first list, I had over 50. Like, just spitballing.
And then we started talking. There were things you and I didn't even consider.
Right.
There were shared things that we had just, in the wash of 25 years, you kind of forget.
Yeah, but It's fun. It's good. And I think people will really enjoy the one kicking it off on Wednesday at number 25.
I hope so. That's a really fun one, and I think one that's near and dear to both of our hearts.
Without a doubt. Yeah. So look forward to that. Look forward to all of our football coverage. Muddy River Blitz. We'll have a small one on Saturday morning, a big one on Sunday morning. Muddy River Blitz brought to you by Excel Physical Therapy. So looking forward to that, and looking forward to being back here Monday night to break it all down.
Well, and we'll be coming off one of the best sports weekends of the year,
without a doubt.
Saturday night or with Saturday afternoon and all the playoff fun. It's a different level from here on out.
So look forward to that, Chris. Thank you for another wonderful Monday night.
Oh, always fun, my man.
We'll see you next week. This has been another episode of Muddy Night Lights, powered by Farm and Home Supply.